Yeah, I think they're okay. I mean, it's only on Monday, but I think everyone's walking around okay, enjoying the sun, getting in the water and loosen up a bit. So at the moment, they're okay.
Lance, as always, there's a bit of attention on. Is anything more on the?
Why didn't you
the
just
knee?
ask that one first up? Look, I think he's okay at the moment. He's certainly walking around all right. So we'll see how he goes at training later in the week. But at this stage, we expect him to be fine. I mean, we've got there's obviously the 6-day breaks this week and next week as the fixture sits. So, but I think it'd be right to do some training on Thursday.
Seen some pretty amazing block at the moment. Have you had a conversation about how to manage some body and workloads?
We talk about it a bit, and it's just a matter of from week to week understanding what the workload of the game is, but also make sure that he's still doing some strength work and some training under his belt during the week to make sure that he's okay for the game. So. We talk about it and we assess it from week to week, but there's some underpinning foundations to that, which means he needs to achieve those markers during the week, and as long as he does that, he'll be fine.
John, what about Tom Hickey? Obviously didn't play yesterday. Is the expectation that he'll be right with St Kilda?
Look, at this stage, we think he'll be right. We expect him. He did some running on the weekend and pulled up pretty well, so we'll see how he goes at training on Thursday, but at this stage we expect him to be okay.
What's the plan for him this week though, until training on Thursday, just resting?
We just get physio, weight, strength work, so the normal sort of rehab work that he does during the week. He just keeps on top of that, and then he might go for a jog again tomorrow, and then look to train on Thursday.
Is that related? So just last one. Tom, was it related to the PCL? Was it a fresh knock or a different area?
No, it's all related to that. So, but we expected that when it happened. So it's just a matter of making sure that he, we look after him, manage him, get the strength work into him, and it's good he had the weekend off on the weekend and feels pretty good today.
Not knowing where you're going to be playing on Saturday, how much harder does that make the week trying to plan for a game that you still don't know where you're playing?
Well, I think at this stage we're playing on Saturday, so at least we know the date that we're playing. But I mean, in the end, it is what it is, isn't it? Like there's Melbourne teams are all up here and having to deal with that, so you just roll with it. And we're conditioned to do that, and the players are conditioned to do that, so you just get on with it.
Let's talk of Cairns. You guys had a really positive experience up there last year. We'll be happy to go back.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, you do what you have to do. I heard the SCG is available Saturday afternoon, but I just had a bit of a sneaky look at the fixtures. But in the end, you just do what you have to do, and we'll do what we need to do and play wherever we need to play.
How great would it be for keeping in New South Wales and Victoria migration here at the moment? It's out of a style environment in Sydney. How big would that be for football?
I think it's terrific to have some AFL content in this market. It's been great with the Giants, but also here today we've got the Tigers out there doing a recovery. Saw a couple of Essendon boys walking on the beach, enjoying Bondi. It's a great spot, Sydney. So it's good to have some content and some news up here. The game's grown enormously over the 20 odd years I've been here, and to see the opportunity to keep what is a really tough time in Victoria, and understand that those players and staff are away from their families, but for the game up here to get some content, that's the positive to come out of it.
Is it mentally taxing for everyone in the industry in general? I guess, John, not for you guys so much, because it doesn't seem like you guys will have to play in a hub anytime soon. And I know that the guys are prepared for anything from the outset, but for it to actually be happening again, it must feel like a bit, here we go again.
Oh well, yeah.
It's an ideal, obviously.
I guess it's last year there was certainly some not knowing what was going to happen, and you sort of jump into it eyes wide open. Now you're a bit more understanding of what goes on. But I think in the end, most people are pretty accepting, and let's hope that the Victoria gets its cases under control. So that's a really important thing for the people of Victoria, the businesses, and obviously the players and their families and staff to get back to Victoria. So we're certainly hopeful that does happen.
Is the AFL given any certainty about the bye, at least? Because that's, imagine, like a big kind of planning item.
It hasn't been spoken about just yet. So we've got a couple of games before then, so it hasn't been spoken about yet. It's a nice sounding car.
Yeah, I reckon. John was speaking about management and that kind of thing before. Obviously, Isaac's had to undergo a bit of management this year. How much more impressive does that make some of his performances, particularly
I mean, he's a real pro the way he prepares, and so even though he has to manage himself during the week in a training sense, you know that he's doing everything possible to be in the best possible condition he can be in because he's such a pro. He looks after himself food-wise, he looks after himself off legs, trains really hard. So, we know he's got the talent, and then it's a matter of still doing a minimum amount of training that he needs to do to be able to feel good, and just that's important for him as he goes into games to do as much training as he can just so he feels right.
Where is he at with his preparation, that kind of thing at the moment? Is he still a week to week, or this week do you expect him to back up and play? Do you have to wait and see?
No, we expect him to back up and play. I mean, it's if he gets, we manage him during the week, and he doesn't do a great deal during the week, but. If he gets a bit sore like he did a few weeks ago, he doesn't play against Melbourne. So, we'll manage him from week to week, but we're also conscious that we need him, and it's best for him to be feeling good about himself. And the last couple of weeks he's been able to do that.
Surely you're always looking for the team to improve and develop, but how does the attitude and even the energy around the group change now that the finals are starting to become a realistic possibility?
We're not even at the bye. I mean, we just like competing and doing our best from week to week. I mean, in the end, that's what it's about. So we focus on what's in front of us, and especially in the current market, where you're not completely sure where you're going to play, and at various times you're probably not even sure who you're going to play. So there's enough on your plate from week to week to get your mind around, let alone worrying about that.
7-4 at the halfway mark, though, is a pretty good position to be in to be attacking.
As I said, it's this week. And that's what we need to worry about. In the end, it's that's all you have to do in this environment. I mean, things are changing rapidly, so you've got enough on your plate from week to week to concentrate on.
About Robbie Fox and Lewis Melton. Does Robbie come straight back in, and how concerning is another hamstring injury where you have to talk to specialists and look at something like surgery? Or?
No. So with Robbie, first of all, we expect Robbie to be available this week. It was just, the eye bleed last week. He's been able to physically do what he needs to do, and we expect him to train this week and be available. Lewis Melton, it was disappointing that he re-hurt his hamstring last week at training. He was able to get through training, but just pulled up a little bit sore, and so he won't be available until after the bye. It's nothing regarding surgery or anything like that. It's just another minor strain that's put him back a few weeks. So we expect to get him back after the bye.
Sam Reid, when's he sort of happened? What's actual in terms of the delay? Is it just not?
It was a little bit of damage to the tendon as well. So he's still a number of weeks away. He hasn't run yet. So he'll be quite a few weeks away at the moment. So it's unfortunate for Sam. He's had a bad run with some soft tissue injuries, and he was playing some pretty good footy for us at the start of the year. So he won't be available until well after the bye.
Is it something settled on plans around the mid-season draft? If you'll be involved?
Not yet. We haven't settled yet. So that'll be over the next couple of days, and so we'll do some more work on that this afternoon and again tomorrow. But obviously that's in Kinnear's hands. With the 6-day break, we've got a fair bit on our plate anyway. So we obviously leave that to Kinnear.
Just in terms of the basics around that, though, do you have an ability to add someone on the list if you want to?
Oh, we can add someone if we need to. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.